We talk a lot about meetings and chat and teams in the past, but today we're going to be diving deep into something else that is productive to our team's experience. We've touched on it a little bit before, but today we're going to go a little bit further into the search bar.
Okay.
So, Jason, let me ask you, what do you usually use the search bar for?
Well, I usually use it to search for things. The search has become sort of an extension of my brain to help me remember all these fragmented things that I lose track of. But I'm guessing you've got some other use cases for search.
Absolutely. And that's a great start. It can do a whole lot of things, but it's a very powerful feature because sure, I can type in your name to find you, but I can also type a name with filters and a variety of ways to look up other things. So for example, I'll show you this video. Let's say Pradeep asked me to review something, and I can type in Pradeep's name, but from there, I can actually see all of the search results. And so I can filter by whether or not Pradeep was talking in a chat or a channel, which will narrow the results further. And then let's say I remember he mentioned me, so I can filter on that too. And then all the results are narrowed down by the channel post that mentioned me, and it'll take me right to it when I click on it, which is super great. And not only can you do that in the search bar, you can actually filter search on your activity feed as well. So you can type in keywords, you can filter by unread, mentions, and all that good stuff. So no longer do I have to scroll through the entire search results to find what I'm looking for. I can increase my productivity by using advanced filtering in the search and activity feed.
We also had some content on microcontrollers and embedded. Now, this should give you an idea on what you will expect this year for July OT 2021. So number one, to get here, you would head to aka.ms/JulyOT, and that will actually bring you to the current landing page for the content repo that will make up this year's July OT. And what we're looking at focusing on this year is a number of different content themes. So during each week, in fact, on every Thursday, we're going to update with a whole week's worth of content that we've sort of created, either from partners, community members, other internal Microsoft employees, members of the IoT advocacy team that align to these specific themes. And those include things like artificial intelligence at the edge. So you'll get to learn things like computer vision, how to make sense out of audio noises using TinyML, things like that. We've also got Beginner, Student, Teacher, and Maker Week, which will focus on content for anybody who has any interest in IoT, wanting to get started, wanting to sort of adopt classroom materials into their course. We'll have all sorts of things that we'll be releasing that week. And for the big hardware enthusiasts out there, we have a week focused on microcontrollers and embedded hardware. And I'll leave at the end here a whole week focused on online learning and certification. In fact, there is so much to talk about in that week. I think I'm going to come back next week to tell you all more about that.
How important is to take care of mental health and interpersonal relationships right now, especially in these pandemic times?
Well, I think that relationships is one of the things I miss the most. Last time I had coffee with a colleague was back in March 2020 when the pandemic started. I was stuck in Peru when the pandemic started, unable to travel due to restrictions. So it was a challenge for me to stay connected and find balance. Luckily for me, there was an awesome Microsoft community out there to help me and support me. But regarding to your question, I think people started to value some other elements of life despite work, and luckily mental health is one of them. We were struggling, all of us, with anxiety or depression or overproductivity and other crazy things that are going on. But I see people finally connecting with stuff that makes them happy, like learning how to cook or writing a book or enjoying family time. I think it's a constant challenge that we're facing all together without previous experience.